Hey everyone, this is Jason Dunn from Pocket PC Thoughts, and we have a mysterious box in front of us. This is, of course, the unboxing and first impressions video of the HTC Touch Diamond. So this is one of HTC's new sort of flagship phones, that they're releasing. The Touch Diamond2 is one of them, and the Touch Pro 2 is the other phone. And we're just going to take a quick look. This is a PR unit that came to me, so it doesn't have any, the fancy branding on the box. So when you buy this phone, you won't get exactly the same experience. We have the HTC slipcase. That's what the phone slides into. Not terribly exciting, but always handy to have. We have the headphones here. HTC uses mini USB for the headphones, so this device does not actually have a headphone jack on it, which is a bit unfortunate. I would love to have seen that, but there you go. We have the charger, so you actually plug in a set of charging prongs, which hopefully I have. Here's the actual phone. Boy, the first thing I noticed right off the bat is that it does have a bit of heft. This is nice. The biggest difference between the original HTC Touch Diamond and this one is, well, it's bigger. That's honestly the single biggest thing. One of the reasons that it's bigger is that it has a bigger screen. So this actually has a 3.2-inch touch screen, and it is 480 by 800 in resolution. So this is widescreen. This is super high res. The original HTC Touch had just a 640 by 480. I shouldn't say just. 640 by 480 is higher resolution than most phones on the market today. Yeah, here, sorry. Tangent. Here's the plug-in that you get here. Now, let's get back to this gorgeous looking device. So we're gonna pop it off here and get the battery in. So we just do that. Sorry, what am I saying? The battery is actually already in it, but we want to look at the guts, right? Yeah, of course we do. So let's take a look here. The battery is 1100 milliamps. So a little bit, I mean, it's quite small and quite thin. Now this is a big screen, so I'll be interested to see, what the actual battery life is like on this. I'm looking, and the spec sheet says up to 300 minutes for talk time when you're on 3G, and 340 minutes when you're on you're on 2G, like just regular GSM for voice calls. And actually, sorry, before I put the battery back in here, let's just see if there. Okay, yeah. So there is the SIM card slot. And then the microSD card slot is right there. So that means you can actually access it without taking out the battery. So that's pretty handy. So let's put the battery back in here. Let's put, oops, it goes like this. Let's put the case cover back on. And then let's boot up this bad boy. So the buttons, the button was actually a little bit narrow. You saw I kind of used my fingernail. Okay, yeah, the button is actually raised, so that shouldn't be too big of an issue. On the sides here, it looks like we have a rocker, so this is going to be for volume. Yeah, basically up and down. Power button up top. On the sides here, we have a speaker. The camera here, the camera is quite a bit better than previous HTC cameras, at least in terms of megapixels. So this is actually a 5 megapixel camera. There is no flash. It's f2.8, which means it should be pretty good in low light, and it also has autofocus. So the device is still booting up here. On the bottom, we have the mini USB plug here. I love the fact that HTC uses mini USB, and they're not like Samsung and these other phone makers that use their own proprietary plug. That always ticks me off a little bit. Now you notice there is no headphone jack. So if you want to use this as an MP3 player, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to plug in the headphones down here, and of course that's why they give you these headphones right here. But if you want to use your own headphones, because these ones are not going to be all that fantastic, you're going to have to use an adapter. So here is the device. Let's zoom in here a little bit, and let's take a look here. Oh yeah, that is a really nice screen. this is TouchFlow 3D. Before I get into the software though, let's just kind of go over some of the specifications. So in terms of RAM, this thing has 288 megs of RAM. It has gobs of RAM. One of the reasons it has so much RAM is that this TouchFlow 3D program is actually quite memory intensive. But the other reason that it has so much RAM is that this phone is actually going to be upgradable to Windows Mobile 6.5. Now, Windows Mobile 6.5 is coming out later this year. No firm ship date, but the HTC has actually specified that they're going to be releasing a free upgrade for people that buy this phone. So you buy this phone today, it comes with Windows Mobile Professional 6.1, you know, because of course this is a touchscreen phone. And when Windows Mobile 6.5 comes out, you will actually get a free upgrade. So that's actually pretty slick. Now, other specifications. It has 512 megabytes of ROM. That means onboard storage, right? Now, the neat thing is the previous generation HTC Touch Diamond had 4 gigs of onboard storage, but it didn't have a memory card slot. So that means that if you wanted to expand the memory, you actually couldn't. This one has less onboard memory. It has 512 as opposed to 4 gigs, but it has a memory card slot. I prefer the memory card slot because flash memory is so cheap. I mean, at the time of shooting this video, which is in June of 2009, you can go out and you can purchase a flash memory card, let's say an 8 gig card, for probably around $30. So that's mega cheap. So very cheap, and I would much rather have, you know, memory card storage because you can expand it. The micro SD card slot is an SDHC card slot, which means technically you should be able to go up to 32 gigabytes. Today you can go out and get a 16 gig storage card, pop it in, and it will work. Now, it is 117 grams, 4.15 ounces. So like I said, it does have some heft. It is 0.54 inches thick, which is 13.7 millimeters, 4.25 inches tall, and 2.09 inches across. So it's bigger than the previous generation Touch. I mean, that's the honest truth. But again, you get a bigger screen. One of the issues I have an original a Touch Diamond, and one of the things I didn't like so much about it is that, I mean, it was really nice and really tiny in the hand, but the screen was so small that using the on-screen keyboard to actually, like, you know, tap things out was kind of a pain. So that was something that I wasn't overly fond of. So I think that this is actually a really nice size for that particular type of unit. It is a 3G and a 2G phone. Okay, now this particular model I have is 3G only in Europe and Asia. So this model does not have the 3G bands for 3G in North America. So that's something to be aware of. HTC will, of course, be releasing a version of this phone that is appropriate for North America, and it will have different 3G features. It is, however, quad band, meaning you can use it today and get GPRS and edge speeds, which are slow, but they are still, in fact, workable. It has an internal GPS. It has Bluetooth 2.0. It has Wi-Fi 802.11b and G. It has that 5.0 megapixel camera, as I mentioned, and this particular model I'm looking at, it actually has a secondary camera. You see that little tiny hole right up here? That's actually a front-facing VGA camera, where video calling is a lot more popular in Europe and in Asia than it is in North America, and so that's why they added that. It has an FM radio also, which is also a new thing, and it has the G sensor, so it actually has the motion sensor. The original Touch HD or Touch Diamond had that. Another thing I noticed is as I flip through these options, I'm feeling a little buzz under my finger, so that means that they actually added haptic feedback. Haptics is when you press something on the screen and there's a little kind of buzz. So in some ways this is almost a little bit like the Touch HD that came out just before this one, and it has sort of the same basic feel. I mean, the best thing about it though is honestly it's just going to be the screen. I mean, the screen is just gorgeous, right? It's nice, it's high resolution, videos are gonna look great. This is a game that actually comes with it. Of course, I can't really demo it very well, but you can see the little ball. Well, it actually uses the sensor in it, the motion sensor, the accelerometer, to keep track of everything that's happening in the game. So that's my first impressions. Since I've gone over the 10-minute limit, that means that this is going to be available only on YouTube, so I might as well at least look at a couple of other different things in here. Some of the, let me just get back into the Touch HD here. Since we're going to be looking at the software, we're going to kill the lights here, and we're going to let my camera, oh, actually I take it back. Let me put on one extra light. There we go. So yeah, so this is the software interface. So this is TouchFlow HD. It feels really nice and responsive. I mean, pretty much as soon as as soon as you let go, there's no delay moving from one item to another. HTC has continued to advance TouchFlow 3D, and they're of course adding in new features. Like as I click through here, we have all people. This is kind of similar. The calendar, this is actually something that is new. So yes, you can actually flip through your calendar here. The original Touch Diamond did not have this calendar. I'm just going to turn on another light here, yeah, so we can see it a little bit better. It has a stock tab that's also new. The photos and videos, this is similar to what they had before. You can actually flip through your photos and videos really easily. So that's pretty slick. We have the album browser. Oops, sorry, yeah, there we go, I was going down. Yeah, so there's only 2 albums, but basically this gives you sort of a cover flow-like way of interfacing with your music. It has a weather widget, so if you have an internet connection, it'll download weather, and then of course you can control other elements of the software. And actually, one of the differences that I just figured this out, maybe you guys figured it out sooner. This button here brings up the programs. On the original Touch Diamond, when you move over to the TouchFlow 3D, when you move over to the right, you actually get all programs. But this start button here, this little Windows button, if you can just barely make that out, that Windows button is actually a requirement for Windows 6.5 phones. So HTC really designed this hardware to be really very, very appropriate for Windows Mobile 6.5. And so when you press on this button, you actually get access to all of your programs, like your favorites. Oh, sorry, these are actually favorites. If I press on all programs, I get access to all my programs, and I can slide through. It comes with some basic GPS software. It looks like this quick GPS. Actually, it's probably for satellite acquisition. RSS hub. It uses the Opera browser. Whoops, sorry. It uses the Opera browser to get internet access. It looks like it has a couple games. It has a beefed up calculator. This is a little bit different than the standard Windows Mobile calculator. So HTC has really done a good job in terms of making this device look and act, differently than pretty much every other Windows Mobile device on the market today. And of course, once you get Windows Mobile 6.5 on here, which I hope to be able to show you in not too long, Windows Mobile 6.5 gives you a completely different user interface, and so this device is going to look and act, a lot different. So that's about it for my first impressions and my unboxing video for the HTC Touch Diamond 2. I think I went over all the specs, and I don't think I missed anything. If you have any questions, please post them. I will do my best to answer them. This has been Jason Dunn from Pocket PC Thoughts. Thanks for watching this video. I forgot to mention one thing. It has a stylus. When you pull out the stylus, the device actually comes on, which is cool. What's not so cool is look at the size of the stylus. This is one of these little wee pixie styli that HTC likes to use on their smaller phones, and I'm 6'2", and so I'm not enormous, but this stylus is a little bit hard to use. I would have loved it if it was a little bit taller. Now the weird thing is that this stylus looks pretty much exactly the same as the stylus they used in the HTC Touch Diamond, the first version, and I can understand it being so small because that phone was a lot smaller. But if you look, there's actually like a lot of space, or at least it looks like there is. So I wish HTC would have given us a taller stylus. But as you can tell, when I was going through it and I was actually using this device, it's quite, you know, touch friendly. You don't really need to use a stylus a whole lot, except, you know, if maybe you're using the on-screen keyboard or something like that. But all in all, it is a very, you know, touch-based device, which is great. And Windows Mobile 6.5 is actually going to make the touch experience even better. So people are going to be reaching for the stylus even less often than they are right now. So that is my little footnote. Thanks for watching the video.